Hey, Code Blue family, we're back at it again. I'm so excited for today's episode. Welcome if you're new to the Code Blue channel, where we help entrepreneurs start and scale their business. I wanted to talk to you today about something that is near and dear to my heart: sales. Sales is extremely important. I actually have gotten the chance to fall in love with the sales industry over the past 2 years. I know that sounds so funny to say, but I've always been in sales since I've been licensed. Oh my goodness, I've had my real estate license for a while now. And so it's so funny to say that, being that, of course, within real estate, it is sales. But over the past 2 years, I've gotten the chance to experience sales within my industry, but also within a different way, which has allotted me the opportunity to, of course, benefit from that. And overall, we'll talk about today just 3 strategies that have helped me do a sales revenue of over $1 million. I've been graced and blessed with the opportunity of doing it twice. And so we'll talk about some of my 3 strategies that have really helped me as far as growing into that. So one of the first things, the first time that I got a chance to do sales revenue over $1 million, I kid you not, it was so many things going on in my personal life. I have a crazy story, you guys, but just if we go back to the beginning, if we take it all the way back, okay? I literally, I moved out of my townhome because my townhome had flooded at the time, and I was working for a builder. While working for a builder, okay. Oh, you guys, I got a lot going on. My phone is vibrating while I'm doing this video and all of that. So, but I really want to get this information out to you. So while going through the process of making my first million within sales, like my first $1 million in sales, I was living with a friend. I had moved out of my townhome because my townhome had flooded, and I was living with a friend, and I was selling houses, you guys. And when I wasn't selling houses, I was Ubering, like literally. So someone would call me and say, "Hey, Kaija, I want to bring my client to your community at such and such time." I'm like, "Okay, come on." But in between that, like, I was Ubering and door dashing to maintain my own personal bills, like during that time. And so I remember, like, it was hot. Like it was like June, July. June is okay in the like Atlanta area, but July is like, oh man, like God help us. And so I remember back then, like, I was doing new construction. So I was literally like just constantly pulling up at the community. I would show up and I would grind. I would say that's the first thing. Like, one thing that helped me as far as like getting $1 million in sales was being able to grind no matter what it took. If somebody called me and said, "Hey, Kaija, I get off at 5 o'clock, but I got to pick up my kid and I'm not going to make it to the community until like 7. I wasn't complaining about, oh, it's 7 o'clock and I'm still showing a house and I want to go home. Or I wasn't, oh, these are my set office hours. So I'm sorry, you're going to have to wait till tomorrow. No, I wanted that sale. So I made adjustments. I would tell her, like, "Hey, come on to the community. Are you for sure you're going to come tonight? I'll be here. I'll wait for you." And that paid off big time for me back then. Also, like, just being able to, like, I love the summer months. Like, when I started out in real estate and I really kind of gained some momentum within sales, it was summer. And one of my favorite things about real estate is that, daylight savings. In the summer, your days are longer. So it wouldn't get dark until about like 9 p.m. So there would be times where, like, I would show people houses up until like 9 p.m. I didn't care because I knew that I had goals that I was trying to hit within the sales volume. And I wanted to not only prove to myself, but to show, my broker that, hey, I can do this, because I was new. I was the new kid on the block, but I was ambitious and I knew that I could do it. So yeah, I loved every minute of it. I still do. Like, being able to go to a new construction site, to smell new construction, the wood. I would walk through literally like just drywall and show people like, hey, your beautiful kitchen is going to be over here. We have beautiful lighting here. You know, your back patio is here. And I was selling literally drywood and or drywall. And so people loved it. Like they loved it. It was great products that were being offered out at that particular community during that time. And I enjoyed myself during my time while working for a builder. But again, the grind is what really helped me. I didn't complain. I didn't try. I tried to make myself as fluid as possible for my clientele, because I knew that I was trying to like grow within the industry as far as hit my goals. So grinding, and making a means by any way possible, staying out there till 9 o'clock at night, if normally office hours, quote unquote office hours, would end at 5, and they'll say, well, I don't get off work till 5. Don't worry about it, I'll stay. As long as you called me and you asked and you were serious about showing up, I would stay. And then another thing that will really help me out too, as far as like grossing over $1 million in sales, was also like knowing my product. It was extremely important. I had not just one lot, not just two. One community had over 100 lots, and I was responsible for knowing like what floor plan was on each lot, as well as like what sort of amenities and features were going into that home, right? As well as colors and exterior finishes. Those were all things that were important. I did have a lot of training, which was really great during that time. And I had this binder that I would carry around, and the binder would have all of the information that I needed to know about every lot. So if they said, Kaija, tell me a lot about lot 54, I can pull out my binder. I'm flipping through the pages. Oh, here's the information that you need to know about lot 54. Here's the information you need to know. Is there HOA? What the monthly rate is for HOA? These are things that you need to learn how to master. And yes, I'm giving examples for real estate, but for you, it might be photography. For you, it might be, you're starting a cleaning business. You need to know what you're talking about, and not just know it, but you need to learn how to master your product or service that you're offering, so that when someone comes to you, they feel secure and they can trust what you're saying, and knowing that you're very educated, you're very knowledgeable about that specific topic. So that has also helped me as far as paying off. I know I still work in sales now. I actually do work like a regular job at this time, which I'm grateful for. So within my current job, I still work in sales. I'm actually one of the top sales reps in the region. I work for a large company. We have services all across the country, and I've had the opportunity of like raising through the ranks, and being recognized by some of our partners that we represent. And I'm very grateful and I'm very blessed. Another thing that has helped me out with helping me scale, another strategy, and this is probably going to be 4, you guys, and not 3, but I would say pivoting. I'm great at pivoting. As you guys can see, of course, I'm a talker, but I'm always pivoting within sales is not easy. Not everyone can do it effectively and do it well. But when having a conversation, I pivot based off of what someone may say. And what I pivot to may not necessarily be how to overcome their objection, but may be to open another perspective. What I will tell you, and some people, I don't want to say some people may differ, but I will say that sometimes it can be a challenge because people will get into arguments. Let me say that. They'll ultimately end up getting into arguments through the sales process with their customer or client. And that is an absolute huge no-no when you may, happen to come across objections. But one thing that I'll do is I pivot well. Sales pivoting is something key that I do. You'll often see a lot of people do like sales pivoting, or they do what's also called objection reframing to get you to see a different perspective. And it's highly effective. So you may say, well, I don't want to go look at a house right now, Kaija, because, I'm in a lease right now, and my lease is not up until, another 6 months, and I just don't think that it's a good idea. but oftentimes people don't know that they legally have to be able to get out of their lease if they end up buying a home. So then we get into that conversation. And then also when doing different things like pivoting or objection reframing, it's helping people change their mindset to see a different perspective versus trying to like overcome what they're going to say, because you don't know what the person is going to say next. What you can do during a sales strategy is, of course, listen, provide feedback based off of their needs and wants to match, your services that you provide. Also, another thing, when in a sales strategy, and this is just a tip that I always use and that I learned a while back. If you don't know the answer to something, don't sit there and lie or make something up. That's just gonna piss people off. So if you don't know the answer to something, I oftentimes use the phrase, hey, let me confirm that for you and I'll get back to you. But don't ever say you don't know or, oh, I have no clue. That's not good at all. And don't ever sit there and lie, because sometimes people will ask you questions just to see if you're going to lie, just to see if what you say is truthful. And if they know that in the back of their minds, like, oh, she just lied to me, your complete trust that you may have built, whether it's during a sales call or during an in-person meeting, you're done, and that client is completely done with you, and that'll probably be the last conversation you have with them. Also, I just wanted to just tell you, like, if you are deciding to be an entrepreneur, you want to start a business going into 2025, understand that sales is going to be a part of your strategy for growth. It's going to be how you scale your business. Whether it's a service, whether it's a product, there is going to be some form of sales that you are going to need to learn or know. And if for some reason, like I'm an introvert, I don't like sales, I don't like talking to people, then I would highly suggest like collaborating, maybe having a business partner or a family member who you know is reliable to help you, that's a talker, sell your product or service in the beginning, and you guys can work out some sort of like opportunity for income there. So I hope these strategies helped you as far as like growing your business and helped you as far as sales. I'm really excited for where this goes for you guys as far as like growing within your business within sales. It's been an amazing experience for me. It's taught me so much. It's helped me. I always knew my worth, but this helped me kind of like see my worth in a different light, and it helped shape my perspective as an entrepreneur by being within the role that I'm in now. I believe in multiple streams of income. I don't believe in just one. I know that oftentimes when we talk about entrepreneurship, you'll hear a lot of people kind of promote like quit your job, go full time, do these different things. However, there's nothing wrong with having multiple sources of income. There's nothing wrong with that. Quitting your job is not a requirement for you in order for you to go into entrepreneurship. And if that is something that you do decide, hey, that's what I want to do, I would highly suggest that you have a number, whatever that number may be, so that you know that all of your expenses are going to be paid. And I would suggest it be a high number, not a low one. So whatever that number is for you, like, hey, this will cover my mortgage for 3 years, or this will cover my mortgage, car payment, and utilities for 3 years is more of a feasible compass when looking at that. So just make sure that you guys are prepared if you decide, that's what I want to do. I want to go full force, but do not, start quitting your jobs or doing things like that. And you don't have sales, you don't have revenue, you don't have clients. Like, that's not a good idea. And it can be detrimental to not only your business and your entrepreneurship journey, but your personal life as well. We don't want you out here living on the streets or not being able to pay basic necessities. We want you to thrive and continue to have levels of stability within your journey. So I hope this information was helpful to you guys. Let me know below, also tell me, I'm curious if you guys want to share and it's not too personal for some of you, what's your number? I want to hear it. I want to hear what your guys' number is. Like if you have a sales goal number or whatever revenue goals that you have for this year coming up, tell me what it is down below in the comments. Don't forget, of course, to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can subscribe to all of the videos that I'm dropping for Kode Blue. I'm super excited. Thank you guys. I appreciate you all. y'all, and all of your feedback. Let me know if there's any other topics that you would love to know more information about. I hope you have a great rest of your day and an awesome week.